Hi, I'm Joan Rivers, and today we're going to be discussing nudism. So get undressed, all of you out there, because coming in to talk with me is Lucy Hanson, an owner of a nudist camp, and Johnny Carson, and I don't know why he's here.
That Show, starring Joan Rivers, with her guests, Lucy Hanson and Johnny Carson. Ladies and gentlemen, Joan Rivers.
Today, as you heard me say, we're going to talk about nudism, and I went to a nudist camp. Actually, I should explain, I never liked anything like this, you know, but today everybody's like on a big health kick. I don't know if you're aware of this. My mother, who never did anything, suddenly got herself an electric roller, and every day she's in there with the hips, you know. But she stayed in an hour too long yesterday, and her thighs fused together. But even Edgar, my husband, suddenly has started to jog home every night from the office, not because so much he likes to jog, but he comes home through Central Park, and it's a lot safer if you know New York. And I don't like, I'm not a doer, like some women are like, you know, out there with a tennis racket. I don't even to lie in the sun is too much. To me, a health worshiper is a Jewish mother, you know? Can we take that again? To me, no, I don't like to do anything like that, because like, to me, even lying in the sun is too much, you know? To me, a sun worshiper is a Jewish mother. Oh, sure, turn against me. You can do better. So finally, I decided I should do something with myself, because Edgar looked me over, and we're married 3 years, and he said to me, like, you know, whatever happened to that slim, stunning girl I married, the one that was so full of personality? And I said she's in Newark, living there with her husband and 5 kids. So I figured I should do something to pull myself together, and I decided I should go to a nudist camp. Two reasons. One, we got it free because of the woman on the show, and two, it's a great way. You want to go to a nudist camp, no packing, just, you know, there you are. And it's true. You don't have to worry what are the women going to wear. You just know, you know, wash yourself and that's it. And a little perfume and hi, guys. But reminds me of some office parties I know. But anyhow, it's funny for me to go because I'm basically very, very shy. But really, like, I never get into a bathing suit. When I take a shower, I wear a body stocking, which is a very shy person. And I had never been to a nudist camp, so I figured I'd take my hairdresser, Mr. Phyllis. I figured, you know, take a girlfriend, have a good time. So he was thrilled. He didn't say anything, but I could tell, because he showed up at the bus terminal completely undressed. And we get there, and the first thing they make you do, you can't walk in, this is true, without, you know, they take away all your clothes, which I didn't mind, but they shaved my dog. And that kind of like got me nervous. And you're walking around, you know, pretending you have a pocketbook. And I thought I was going to catch cold, so I went to the nurse and I said, give me 3 aspirin, and I try to wear them. But, nudism is not, like, a lot of people think like nudism is dirty. It's not, because once you've seen 2 nudists, you've seen them all, and it becomes like a very, yes, because families come together, which is very nice. The whole family comes, we'll discuss that later, and it's nice. You see the mother and father sitting under the trees reading, and you see the children running around playing show and tell, and it's a very nice experience. And that's the whole thing. So, Lucille Hanson, who is the owner and operator of the Circle H
Ranch.
Where is that?
On Dewey Lane in Glen Gardner, New Jersey.
And you feel that nudism, everyone should go in for nudism?
Oh, sure.
Why?
Because it is good for the health, it is good for the mental aspect, and it is good for the all-around well-being.
I gather your husband is not a dress designer.
Definitely not.
What can I say? Really, I'm just insane about him. He's just a wonderful man. The biggest star on television today. My privilege to present to you my very close friend, Mr. Johnny Carson. That's why I became a comedian.
Lucy, how are you?
You two know each other.
No, not really.
Have you ever been to It's a class interview right away. All right, now, have you ever been to a nudist camp?
No, I haven't. Never have.
Why not? Why not? Seriously, why not?
I don't know. I think if you're going to be naked, you ought to be naked with one other person, and if possible, somebody from a different sex than you are.
Johnny, you don't have a wife?
Yeah, I have a wife. That's what I meant. But I think.
Has she ever been to the nudist camp?
No, I don't think so.
Well, if he hasn't, she hasn't either, because you have to bring your spouse, man or woman, has to bring. A man has to bring his wife, and the wife has to bring her husband.
You don't have a singles weekend or something?
Not very often.
Do you have a singles weekend?
Yeah, we do have singles, but we take them on a male single quota, so that it is very hard to get single girls to come out to a nudist camp.
Yes.
Not some of my friends.
Hard to get single nudist girls to come anyplace.
How did you get started?
Well, my husband persuaded me. After all, that's the only way.
I mean, like, what made you decide? You didn't say, gee, when you were growing up, I want to own a nudist camp. I mean,
No, definitely
That
not.
started when puberty hit? Or, I mean, when did you
Well,
decide?
don't forget, Joni, that I was the oldest of 10 children. My mother is...
There were no clothes left, was that it?
Sort of like that. Some of us went around with no bottoms and the top, and others, we shared and shared alike in many things. And so nudity was not one of those things. On Saturday night, we always took a bath together, boys and girls, because
The family.
the country house had a big bathtub,
Yeah.
Joni,
But what I mean is, like, how did you decide to go into...
So it didn't mean anything to me about nudity as much as it would mean to other people who didn't experience this thing, you
Yes.
see?
But your parents were dressed when they bathed you. Or you all jumped
Oh,
in
yeah,
together.
sure, they were always
Because
dressed.
I had a friend whose parents felt like the children should know. And she turned out a little strange. I don't want to go into it. She killed her bookie.
What do you do? What do you do when you go there?
In a nudist camp.
What do you do?
Well, John...
You don't play tennis and jump over the
No,
net.
that's... I don't know about you. No, what do you do there, really?
Well, they swim, and it's like any other resort, except the clothing is optional. They have a dining room, they eat, they sleep there, they have cabins, they have volleyball courts, tennis courts, the general thing that you would find in any other resort, except that people go there to be nude. Not all the time.
Oh,
Don't forget, the old sun up there can be murderous, and they're not sun worshippers. They do wear clothing if they get sunburned. They do,
I'm sure
there's many things that women have to wear clothing for, too.
Yes.
I mean,
what about Saturday night? Like, if you're single, you want to dress up. What do you wear? A baggie? I mean, what do you? Single girl and I was going to a nudist camp, which I
I'd
didn't
wear a
try.
baggie.
I'd
wear a baggie.
I wish I'd known about you, because when I was 27, I was trying anything. That was.
You know what would bother me? Talking to people. You don't know where to look. I mean, isn't that a hazard? I mean,
no,
to overcome?
Because
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, Joni, no, because the idea is that you forget that they're nude. You forget you're nude after a while.
What's a while?
Well, 5 minutes is the limit of
Seriously, because I know
getting
if we were sitting
acclimated.
here, let's try it, shall we?
I don't think that they wouldn't allow it.
No,
but 5 minutes you would become acclimated in 5 minutes. Then you look at people. We're not blind. We look at each other, but we see the whole thing.
That's what
not just part of it. That's all right.
No.
I don't think, Joni, you have much to worry about.
Oh, are you kidding? We have a commercial, and then I'll show you during the commercial why I wouldn't go nude. So it's the audience doing it. Now, these are the rates, right? Now, may I ask you something? It says here, quote, for family or single men, $75 a day. For single girls, $16.
A year.
Oh, a year?
$75 a year. This is a membership rate. for the full year, 12 months out of the year.
What does that entitle you to?
A lot of pictures.
They get you in.
Yeah, they get you in. They get your big toe in.
May I say, now you do. I'm not going to touch any lines, right? Yeah, you do a play. Now, what is the play? You give a play called
Every year we give the play Barely Proper. It was written.
Done with
Barely Proper is very funny, and Joni should be acting in it.
Yeah, I tried. They thought I was trying after the man lead, you know. No, but I don't. The actors are nude.
The audience is clothed, but the actors are nude. This is
Sounds
a
like Greenwich
nudist.
Village.
This is a nudist philosophy play,
Yeah.
written by Tom Cushing many years ago, 1929, and. We put it on every year, and we put on about every Saturday night for about 5 performances, and it is always sold out.
I'll bet it is. I know a lot of the guys that go there.
Yeah.
But that's, the audience screams, put it on. And what happens? And, like, people can come in and just see the play.
Oh,
and
yes,
leave, but
and it's so funny to watch the audience, really. The man comes out with a tennis racket in his hand. Tennis, anyone, and he's completely nude. And the women, are going, looking through their fingers, and then it quietens down a little. And after that, you see, the maid comes out, the German maid with her cakes and her coffee
You
and
can tell it's not the butler.
Yeah, she's got a very transparent apron. So what happens is that the wife is putting her hands up against the guy's eyes. She don't want him to see the pretty girl, because we do pick our prettiest for these roles. And, well, sure, after all. We're trying to sell nudism to someone who's
But most
good.
people with their clothes off are not very attractive anyway.
You're telling me.
John, this is not true.
Oh,
all
just
you have to do is
stand
go
in
to
front
the
of a
beach,
mirror. Exactly. Oh, no, you really find, like, the average person is a knockout nude?
Well,
I mean,
yes, I have seen some knockout nudes, but you are right as far as the anatomy is concerned, because we have many flaws.
yes.
But let me continue with this play, Barely Proper. After the whole, the woman, and they settle down, and they finally get down to, and they forget, the audience forgets that the people are nude on that stage.
Have you taken a survey?
Yes, I have.
I would never forget.
No, they forget that the people are nude. The play is very funny, and it's very hilarious. Consequently, they follow the plot, and they forget that there is nude bodies up there.
Do you have
They really
open
do.
auditions?
Like that?
No.
I mean, it's open.
I know it.
For next year.
No, I feel very. I wouldn't like. I would never go near a nudist camp. I feel like you dress to look good, don't you think? I think
Yes, but
unless you.
But when you're dressed like this, Joan, and you've got clothing on right now, you may think well in them, but can you think of how much better you could think without them?
No, all I know
I'll bet
is.
you your best thinking is done in bed at night.
Yeah, well, hardly. But.
Well, isn't that a form of exhibitionism, though? People go to those places?
No, Johnny, it isn't,
not.
because define the word exhibitionism in the first place, and if everyone...
Exhibitionism.
Well, there
This
are
is a
3 or 4 kinds, people who draw attention to themselves, who are constantly being drunk in some bar and a big loudmouth, is just as much an exhibitionist as the man who exposes his body for shock purposes.
In Central Park.
Yes. You see, in a nudist park...
Is he a member?
The people are all nude, so there is no shock value, so
What-
they're not exhibiting themselves to shock someone or to make them to be obnoxious to other people.
What are the qualifications to get in? Like, I'm sure you must get a lot of strangies that write away for the brochure and crayon. I'm
we
sure
do
you
this.
Send me the brochure on a plain brown wrapper. So how do you decide, like,
Well, we just look at
who is sincere and who isn't?
So long as it's Mr. and Mrs. and they're over 21.
And it's a man and a woman.
A man and a woman,
show
and they're
up.
married and so forth, and they show up at the gate.
Yeah.
We have a speaker at our gate, and when they show up at the gate, we send someone out to the gate to sort of scrutinize them, and if they look like nice people and they're very sincere, we allow them to come in and look around. So, why don't you come and see for yourself sometime?
Just carry a guitar.
I'm not ready for that.
Just hope it isn't a ukulele we got around.
There's another commercial coming up, so we'll be right back. Hang on, 1 second. After you figure out, like, I'm sure a lot of strange people. We are now going to go into the audience, and I'm going to get questions for either Mrs. Hanson or Mr. Carson on nudism. So, has anyone got a question that you'd like to ask? Yes.
This is directed to Mrs. Hanson. What is the best way to go about joining a nudist colony?
Go about nude.
But I'm single.
Single girl. Good. What you do is you write me a letter and ask me for an invitation, and I will send you a brochure and a map and a price list.
Does she have to send a snapshot or anything?
No.
Where does she write to? Circle H?
Circle H Ranch, Dewey Lane, Glen Gardner, New Jersey.
In Glen Gardner, New Jersey. She's going to write. Isn't that cute? That's. And who else? At least you'll know. Yes, that's. Yes. It's also the end of the show. Yes.
I would like to ask Johnny Carson.
Johnny Carson.
Yes, dear.
Can you see?
Sure.
What kind of people do you think go to a nudist colony?
Mrs. Hanson says it's mainly husbands and wives. I don't know. I've never been there.
Mainly nude.
The only thing I've seen some of those nudist magazines. But I think a lot of those are professional models, aren't they?
Not all of them, but some of them are. There are some magazines are not really nudist magazines, such as they're sort of going on the guise of nudist magazines.
Because I know in your brochure, I mean, they look like real people, and one had a tattoo.
That's
So
right.
I noticed that, yeah.
They are real people.
Anybody else? Questions? Yes.
I'd like to ask Mrs. Hanson, how do you keep from catching cold?
Well, if a virus is there, a virus is there, but I haven't had a cold in quite some time, and I go nude winter and summer, and I don't have colds. We build a resistance to this. The body is made of an inbuilt thermostat, and many times people who go skiing in the nude
Can you imagine you're marching along with a dog and you see a nude skier? You throw away the whiskey, that's it. Yes.
This is for Johnny Carson. Do you know anyone who belongs to a nudist colony?
No, I don't. None of my friends that I know of. Maybe they don't tell me.
You just never know sometimes. Can I ask anybody else? Yes.
This might be a rather annoyed question, but...
For who? Which one?
Huh? Oh, for Mrs. Hanson. Do many people who attend these wish to remain anonymous?
Yes, we go on first name basis only, and the only one who has your name and address is the club owner. And if you feel that you'd like to give out your name and address
Tattoo it
to
on your
someone
ear.
else, you may do so. But we are not permitted to. You go anonymously, yes.
Are the members allowed to exchange
The
names and
members are
addresses?
allowed to exchange among themselves,
Yeah.
but we are not allowed to give it out. Even the law cannot demand it.
No, which is fair. It's fair. It's a private club. You can do
That's
what you
right.
want.
That's
My
right.
goodness. Anybody else? Anybody? Front row? Yes. Can you scream it, though? Because you're way over there.
Mrs. Hanson, do you have a motto?
I would like to say right here now, we do not write these questions. That's...
How about here come the judge?
But we do have, Circle H Ranch is a nude ranch, not a dude ranch.
That's a cute answer, but the question was better. Anybody else? The lady in the polka dot dress. Yes, wait.
I'd like to ask Mrs. Hanson if she's ever annoyed by peeping toms.
Very, very few times. For the reason is that we do have state police barracks in Clinton, New Jersey, which is only about 3 minutes away.
And the police come and protect you?
That's right.
How can you tell the police? They just pin the badge on their forehead. I'm a policeman, sure. Yes.
Mrs. Hanson,
No, nothing for Johnny again. Go on.
what kind of an examination should a person take before they go to a nudist colony?
An eye examination.
That's right. Check the eyes.
Is there any... Nothing? One more over here. Yes. Wait a second to get on camera.
Oh, what do they do for pockets?
What do they do for pockets?
I wish they'd find a place. I wish they'd find a place like a little kangaroo or something, because they don't have them.
Are you allowed to carry anything?
The wife carries the pocketbook. They carry their cigarettes in the top of their thing, or their hat bands. They carry things in the hat
That's a strange look. Start making in a heavy hat. We'll be right back, so stay tuned for the commercial.
shopping, isn't it?
That's great.
We have had quite a few marriages,
Let's discuss
Joni.
this. Wait.
Yeah.
All right, we'll close up, but you were just saying before we go, Mrs. Hanson, that single girls meet
Their husbands at nudist camps quite often. We have had 5 or 6 marriages in the last year. The year before that, we
Where
had
does
8
the bride
or
put
10.
the veil?
Oh, they don't get married at the camp, but they meet there.
They meet at the camp.
Oh, yes, they meet there.
I want to thank you very much. It's the Circle H Ranch. It's Mrs. Hanson, proprietor. You can write away for the brochure and more information if you're interested. And thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Actually, the Clinton police are only 2.5 minutes, not 3.
And you, I can't thank again. You're always coming and doing me favors. So I hope one day you have your own show and I'll come on anytime you want.
If you'd like to see the show when you're in New York, write Joan Rivers, Box 850, Radio City Station 10019. Miss Rivers' guests stay at the Hotel Roosevelt while in New York.